In 2026, Iran's toll report 2 million or no oil escape.
I'm right behind this story. Cause it's like all the same.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
But guess what? It don't matter though. We're getting to the Strait of Hormuz, y'all. Now, Donald Trump is up there screaming and yelling, "We want the Strait of Hormuz open so that all the oil tankers can get out of there." And Iran is like, no, we closing this bitch, and this is what it's gonna be. Now, if you want your tankers and all that to get by, then guess what you got to do? You got to pay a toll tax now. $2 million for each ship to get through. And guess what? They're not even taking American money for it. They're taking the Chinese money instead to kick United States in the face.
You're right.
And Trump was out there, "Oh, I said I was going to wait till April 6th, and if they don't do what I say by then, I'm going to bomb all their oil refineries and all their places where they make electricity." And Iran said, "You, and I dare you." And Trump said, "I'm going to send troops over there, put boots on the ground." Who puts boots on the ground in 2026? In this time, in this country, when you have war, it's normally air wars.
Yeah.
You know, missiles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Iran said to Donald Trump, "If you put these troops on the ground, we're going to burn them all up." That's what he said. That's what Iran said.
Yeah.
We're going to burn them all up. And do I believe them?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Because Donald Trump is just over here lying. About, "We're waiting to make a deal. I was talking to somebody over there in Iran." He don't even know who he was talking to. He said somebody. "I was talking to somebody in Iran. And they said they're going to open up the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is closed, baby. It's closed. Unless you got $2 million. Y'all, I didn't want to trust no American sources for this story. So I went to India TV. This comes from India TV. It says, "The Strait of Hormuz toll plan cleared by Iran as war disrupts global shipping." Here's what it means. And let me tell y'all something also. You know in America how all our gas prices are going up? Guess what? We're not getting nothing from over there. This is all fake. They stealing from Americans. Because I think the United States is the number one oil producer in the world right now. So we're pumping our own oil to give it to our own country. So why are our prices going up?
All right.
Our prices should not be going up.
Yeah, because
We're pumping our own oil and digging into our own reserves for this war shit. Y'all, this come from India TV. It says, "Tehran. Amid escalating tensions in West Asia disrupting global shipping, Iran's Parliament Security Committee has approved the Strait of Hormuz management plan, which includes measures to impose tolls on vessels passing through the strategic waterway." As reported by Iranian state media, Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting, the plan outlines provisions related to security, ship safety, environmental protection, and financial mechanisms, including the introduction of a real-based toll system for vessels passing through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow shipping lane between Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, and that handles roughly 20% of global oil and LNG, liquefied natural gas. Now, Marco Rubio's dumb ass got on the news talking about something. "We're going to get the Strait of Hormuz open one way or another." This is the same motherfucker who Donald Trump called his wife ugly during the campaign. And now you sitting down there capping for him? With his lies and disruptions? How would you feel if you would your campaign mate that ended up becoming president called your wife ugly and put up pictures of her on Instagram looking ugly, and then you're going to take a cabinet position from this motherfucker? Would you do that, or would you just not with him?
I just want to with him.
I'll be like, bye. But guess what? Marco Rubio was so desperate to get a position down there that he had took all that disrespect for a job. Now, mind you, out of all of Donald Trump's cabinet, I actually thought that Marco Rubio was the most qualified to be down there. But now he's showing just to be a ass kisser just like the rest of them. It says, Iran explicitly bans patches for American and Israel vessels. Now, here's what the T is. Now you see this the Strait of Hormuz right here.
Yeah.
The reason why they charging a toll is so that they can stop every ship that comes through and says, "Show me your credentials. I want to see where you coming from."
Right.
And guess what? If you have an American flag on your ship or an Israeli flag on your ship, we're not even taking or accepting your toll. You can't even come through here. It says the plan also explicitly bans passage for American and Israeli vessels, reinforces the sovereign role of Iran and its armed forces, and outlines cooperation with Oman in establishing the legal framework for the strait. Additionally, it prohibits passage for countries participating in unilateral sanctions against Iran, as reported by the IRIB. Do you know what a unilateral sanction is? Do you know what the word unilateral means? It means one-sided. In other words, the world is not in agreement with Donald Trump with this passage of Hormuz. It's only America that has a problem with it.
Yeah.
So he's saying if it's a unilateral decision versus United States being in contact with the EU, the European Union, or the United Nations, or the United States Congress, if this is just Donald Trump on his own saying this shit, get the F out the effing way, and we ain't letting your ass through. That's what it says. It says the approved measures come amid ongoing conflict in West Asia between Iran and U.S.-Israeli coalition. Currently in its second month, do you know what coalition means?
Yeah.
What?
A coalition basically like a group.
A group.
Yeah.
That may not necessarily see the same values, but they come together on this one particular thing, which
Right.
makes it a coalition. Like you might be over here saying, you know what? I don't agree with LGBT people. And over here you saying, well, I do agree with LGBT people. But we both agree that abortion should be legal. That's a coalition.
Right.
Y'all don't get on me on my pronunciation of these words, okay? It's late, I'm tired, I'm tipsy, and I'm ready to go home and go to bed. It says, currently in its second month and reflect Tehran's efforts to assert control over the world's most critical maritime choke points, through which a significant portion of global shipments is in transit. Global oil and gas prices have surged after Iran virtually blocked the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow shipping lane between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman that handles roughly 20% of the global oil and LNG, liquefied natural gas. Now, let me tell y'all something. Most of the customers for that 20% of people that's coming from this Strait of Hormuz, most of the customers is China, Persia, and India. Not even the United States. We get a small portion of oil from over there. Oh my goodness, y'all. It says Lloyd List Intelligence, a London-based real-time vessel tracking firm, estimates only about 105 ships have passed through the strait between February 28th and March 18th, compared with 1,900 for the same period in 2025, according to media reports. Dang. So they're saying that Iran is not playing with you motherfuckers. And Donald Trump is just over here lying. That's why I didn't use an American source for the story. Because Iran is like, listen, you done killed our leader. You done killed all these people over here. We're not finna play with y'all. It says the U.S. to retake control of the Strait of Hormuz. This comes from Scott Bessett. Before I play that, I want to play y'all what Marco Rubio had to say. Y'all listen to this.
Started as a total block on the strait.
Oh, this is not Marco Rubio. Hold on. This is what Marco Rubio had to say. Watch this.
This show.
Where's Marco Rubio video at?
It was just that video.
Oh, that was it. Y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all, watch this.
Started as a total block on the strait, has now become more of a checkpoint. Ships must submit their cargo details, crew lists, and destinations to intermediary groups approved by the IRGC, and then they're escorted through Iran's territorial waters. And it's not free anymore. An Iranian parliamentary official said Iran is charging $2 million for each vessel to pass, and that's being paid in Chinese yuan, not USD, which will no doubt make the US furious. Donald Trump says if Iran doesn't reopen the strait fully, then he will obliterate its power plants, oil wells, and its energy export hub on Khark Island, as well as all desalination plants. Iran has demanded that it retain sovereignty over the strait as part of its terms to end the war, something akin to the Suez Canal or the Panama Canal. But in an exclusive interview with Al Jazeera, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that can never happen.
Not only is the sovereignty over the Straits of Hormuz not acceptable to us, it won't be acceptable to the world. No one in the world can accept it. Number one, it sets an incredible precedent. So this means that nations can now take over international waterways and claim them as their own?
But Iran is continuing to make it clear that it retains control. Overnight, Kuwait's giant Al Salmi oil tanker was hit as it docked in Dubai, setting it on fire. The tanker was fully loaded and has raised concerns about a potential oil spill in the Gulf. U.S. and Israeli airstrikes continue to pound cities in Iran, with witnesses capturing this intense bombing raid on Isfahan, a city of more than 2 million people. It's also home to military bases and defense industries. Trump posted this clip on Truth Social, and a U.S. official told media they dropped several 2,000-pound bunker-busting bombs. Yemen's Houthis have claimed more missiles launched at Israeli targets as international anxieties heighten about the possible closure of the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. And while it's not closed yet, some ships are deciding to take the long way around and avoid the Red Sea altogether. That will add about 15 extra days at sea, which only drives up the price of goods further.
Y'all, it says the U.S. to retake control of the Strait of Hormuz. This comes from Scott Bessent. It says earlier, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said in an interview with Fox News that the United States was going to retake control of the Strait of Hormuz. Did you see what I just played? Did y'all see it and hear that? You know it's not happening. In which would eventually have freedom of navigation. He said that while individual deals have been cut by countries to cross the Strait of Hormuz, eventually the U.S. would regain control over it. Oh my God. Aki laugh. Oh, you know what? You is not here. Like, never mind. Eventually, the U.S. would regain control over it, either through American escorts. What you mean, American escorts? Warships and shit like that. That ain't gonna work. Or a multinational escort. Excuse me. The multinational escort is not gonna happen because they done already told you they ain't messing with y'all. The United States, us, U.S. Not me. Not co-executive producer, and not my mama. We talk about the government. Now, we want y'all people over there, Iran and all y'all places over there, to know that the American people, we ain't got nothing to do with this.
Nah.
Okay? The American people, we love Iranians. Don't we?
Yeah.
We love Palestinians. We love Israeli, the people, not the government. We love the people.
Right.
But don't try to sit up here and say it's the United States, the U.S., like us doing this, because it ain't us. It says the market is well supplied. See, if the market is well supplied, then why the hell are gas prices going up? I just talked about that earlier this evening. It says the market is well supplied, and we're seeing more and more ships go through on a daily basis as individual countries cut deals with Iranian regime for the time being. Now, let me tell you something. If the United States think they're going to go over there and take over the Strait of Hormuz, then why are other countries that's passing through there paying the motherfucking toll? Because that's what they just said, right?
Yeah.
They're paying the toll.
Yeah.
So if the United States supposed to be the big bad wolf up over there, y'all listen. Oh God. Over time, the U.S. is going to retake control of the strait, and there will be freedom of navigation. Now, Marco Rubio just got up there and said that, you know, they don't own the Strait of Hormuz. This is not an ocean. This is just a strait.
Yeah.
And over there, the entire region recognizes that Iran runs the Strait of Hormuz. Period.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't understand or recognize that, when Iran said that, listen, I'm closing this shit until y'all start paying the tax to pass up through here, guess what? If they didn't feel like Iran ran the Strait of Hormuz, guess what they would have done to Iran?
What?
Start bombing the hell out of them.
Right.
But they didn't do that. They said, yes, sir, master.
They said, I bet.
Yes, sir, master. Here's your $2 million to come through. You got to read between the lines. Oh, God. It says, meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to target Iran's civilian energy infrastructure. Listen, if you thought that you was going to take over the Strait of Hormuz, why you got to threaten the other shit? Why don't you just take over the Strait of Hormuz? Right? Yeah. If you say you got the power, if you got the power, why are you threatening other shit? It's like somebody coming to your house saying, hey, if you don't open this door, I'm going to throw something in your window. No, nigga, come to the front door and open my door since you bad.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't open the door, I'm going to go through the back of your house and pour gas in your pool. Right? Mm-hmm. If you don't open that front door, I'm going to come to the back of your house and take your dog.
You still ain't getting inside.
Hello. If you don't open this door, if you guys don't open that door for the Strait of Hormuz, I'm going to come in there and do the biggest thing I've ever done in my whole entire life to your people and send in my troops. And Iran says, send the motherfuckers over here if you want to. Because we ain't opened up the Strait of Hormuz and you motherfuckers ain't getting up through here. That's what they said. Yeah. And they standing on business. Unlike Chili from TLC.
Oh, man, come on, cat.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump threatens to target Iran's civilian energy infrastructure, including power plants, oil wells, and Karg Island, if Tehran does not reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The United States is supposed to have the biggest, baddest military in the whole world, right? Mm-hmm. If we're supposed to be so big and bad, then Trump just go over there and open up the Strait of Hormuz yourself and say, I dare you. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Child, they over here. Trump is playing checkers and Iran is playing chess. It says in a post on Truth Social. Oh, here we go. Y'all know y'all president. He can't stay off that motherfucker. Do you know that I actually signed up for Truth Social?
You did?
Yeah, because I wanted to see what the hell's going on over there. I was like, let me get Truth Social. Y'all, I got Truth Social on my phone, y'all. I sure do. I figured that if I'm going to be in this business, I need to see what the hell's going on. Yeah. Not just see only my side. Like, I need to see both sides. Like, what the hell's happening? It says in a post on Truth Social, Trump said, great progress has been made on a post on Truth Social. Trump said, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Wait. Great progress has been made, but for any reason the deal is not shortly reached with which is probably will be, and if the Strait of Hormuz is not immediately open for business, we will conclude our lovely stay in Iran by blowing up, completely obliterating all the electric generating plants, oil wells, and Karg Island. That sounds like an empty threat to me. It's an empty threat. Because it's like me and you having a confrontation, right? And you're gonna tell me, if you don't let me kick your ass, I'm gonna kick your brother ass. Bye, Trump. Y'all are tripping up down here. Bye, Trump. Bye, y'all. Bye. And listen, I'm not pro-Iranian on this story, so please do not come at me all sidewise and sideline and crazy. Mm-hmm. My problem with this administration is that y'all doing everything backwards. If you would have did this the right way from the beginning, you would have American support. But because you did not go through the United Nations, you did not go through Congress, you did not go through NATO, you didn't do anything. You stranded our citizens over there in those countries when we had that big fallout with Iran, and Iran attacked everybody over there, Qatar and all those places, Saudi Arabia and everything. You left our citizens sitting over there like sitting ducks. That's what I'm pissed off about. That's why I'm angry. Yeah. And then you're running around here playing games with these people, and you're putting our troops' lives in danger with this mess. Because you want to do what you want to do. Because remember what you said the other day. You only surround yourself with people who only want to listen to you because you ain't willing to listen or learn from no damn body. Remember, you like to be around losers only. You don't want to hear from somebody who's successful because I have to hear from their success. I only want people to listen to me and my successes. That's what he said. A motherfucker who says shit like that is saying that they're not willing to learn or listen to other people who are more intelligent than him. That's why we in this bullshit that we in right now. Now I'm sick of your ass, Trump. You got our kids' lives in danger over there for no reason. Only because you don't want to follow the rules. In war, there is called rules of engagement for war.
Yeah.
First, you protect your citizens by getting approval through Congress or NATO or the United Nations. And therefore, they put out a signal around that region, hey, if you're American, get out of there.
Right.
We're sending over jets for y'all to get out the right, mommy? We're sending over planes for y'all to get out of there. Y'all get on these planes to come home because we're about to start some shit.
Right. It's a danger zone.
And we have backing from NATO or the United Nations or whatever. We don't have that right now. Mm-hmm. You just went overnight and started bombing these people out of nowhere, putting American lives in danger. When's the last time we had a foot war somewhere?
Right.
Vietnam, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It's 2026. We don't send foot soldiers nowhere no more. Bye, Trump, you dumbass. Bye. Again. Bye, Kanks. We don't know what they're going to do. My mama told me something what they're going to do. We don't know. That's part of the problem. That's what I'm talking about, us. We don't know. We are totally in the blind. We don't know what the hell's going on up there here, y'all. You know he's doing everything, y'all. Y'all, from that to this, well, we had somebody on, they logged off. I guess I was getting too radical up in here for their They was like, oh, this nigga's going crazy. Y'all, Future's child support order is shockingly low. Auto Slam! You know why it's low? Because he got so many goddamn kids. Mm-hmm. And he ain't making that much money. You know what? I'm sick of the internet, and I'm sick of people on there. You know, I made a video the other day, and I was talking about the fact that all of these celebrities are on TikTok now begging for dragons and all of that. Mm-hmm. And I saw Nicki Minaj on there begging for dragons, and everybody jumping in the comments talking about something. You was a damn lie. You getting sued and this and everything. I keep trying to tell y'all, I don't tell lies up on this station. Mm-hmm. Okay? I was actually in the live. Mm-hmm. And I wrote her in the live. Mm-hmm. And guess what? While I was in the live, one of those stupid battle things started happening. And when the battle happens, what you got to do? Give them shit.
Right.
Y'all stop playing with me. And when y'all was saying that shit about this never happened, I went right on TikTok, put in Nicki Minaj, and there's a tons of videos of her on there getting shit. So y'all kiss my ass. Okay?
Sitting here waiting at the door, yeah. 1942. Sitting here waiting on you, yeah. Just waiting on you, just waiting. Nights that I'm spending all alone. Been waiting for you to walk through the door. Rockin' designer, Gucci attire with the Louboutin heels. Little shawty dressed up, she style.